Hey guys, this is the first podcast ever, and for my first podcast, I wanted to talk about something that happened many years ago to a YouTube channel of mine, a gaming YouTube channel. I had several total million views on that, several thousand subscribers, and I ended up closing it due to copyright issues. All that work, all that time I had spent on it was now gone. I had the experience, yes, but I had nothing to show for it once I deleted this channel. And then I made the decision to start all over again, and eventually I ended up exceeding what my past channel was at in terms of total views and total subscribers. Until this day, I continued that channel. I wanted to talk about how I made that decision to keep going and how it really changed my life, but most importantly, what I was thinking in that time. And so you as a listener can take what I'm about to say and apply it to your own life and learn from my experience. So you don't have to start all over like that, but also so you don't have to have a wrong mentality about things. I just wanted to make this the very first podcast. I don't know why really, but I kind of wanted to make this the topic. I think it's because here I am starting a podcast, and my topic is about also starting something, but also something ending. My very first time making a YouTube channel was when I just learned everything. I learned what it felt like to not get views on videos that you really wanted to get views on. I learned what it felt like to make really fun videos and to have really good reception to that and to make people happy. I also know what it feels like to have your channel get threatened and for it to come to a close. So that night, I remember I had so many copyright issues on my channel, just things were coming left and right that were unexpected. And it just kept building up. At that point, I remember I couldn't even put thumbnails up, I couldn't live stream, I couldn't really do anything, all my features were gone. What I should have done is just waited for that time to pass until I could get my features back again, have the restrictions taken off my channel. But I was so mad, I was so enraged, like I wasn't getting the attention I wanted after all my hard work, and here I was, another obstacle, another thing hurting me from getting out there and really doing well. It's like another thing kind of bringing me down. That's what I kind of felt like. I should have waited, but I didn't. I was so mad about all this, so I deleted the whole channel. And I remember thinking, is this it? Maybe I should just stop here and not continue after this. But I remember thinking, I am going to start all over again, but if I'm gonna do this, I need to just put my head down and just work really hard and not think about the fact that I'm starting a new channel. Not think about that I've spent all that time on my previous one and here I am starting all over again. I knew that I would have to just put my head down and work really hard and just focus on my content. And it didn't exactly go like that. What happened was I started to really compare myself to myself. There were sections where I was really good at just focusing on the content and not worrying about the numbers at all. And I would do that for months on end. But then there would be these sections where several weeks on end or a month on end, I would just go right into that numbers game where I was comparing my old channel to my current one. And it would be this constant back and forth of being really good and in the zone and making content, and then it would go back to playing that numbers game. Felt like I was just trying to get to where I was before. So it was hard not to think that this was my second channel. I tried not to play the numbers game, but I would keep going back to it and notice that I wasn't doing as well as before, or I would say something like, I used to get this many views, now I'm getting this. And then I would feel good when I beat myself on other videos. Was I helping people with these videos, like what was on my first channel? It just created a horrible mentality. It just felt like a prison for me because I was just trying to get back to where I was. I should have really thought about it a lot more before going back into it, not in the sense whether I should do it or not, but more in the sense, how am I going to capitalize on everything I learned to speed up this whole process. I've talked a lot about numbers though throughout this, and throughout my process I've learned not to focus on the numbers as much, but focus on your content, and focus on all the people that you meet along the way, and make them part of your content. See, I was playing a numbers game when I first started, my very first channel. And nowadays, I feel like I'm playing a content game, but it's not me against someone else. It's about being happy with your own content, and it seems like an ongoing adventure that just doesn't end. It's really exciting. Some days you kind of fear it, and other days you get really pumped about it and excited. It's crazy though that I didn't end that channel, and it kind of feels like I'm starting it for the third time, because I started a YouTube channel all over again, which was the second time, and now I'm beginning to take streaming more seriously, so I'm starting on Twitch. So it kind of feels like I'm starting over for the third time. But I've learned it's all about focusing on making your content better and focusing on the people that you meet along the way. Because the people you meet along the way, they're trying to improve themselves as well. It's crazy that I wasn't really afraid to start all over on my second channel. I wasn't really worried. I just knew that I had a lot to give, and I just didn't show it yet. That really helped me to just put fuel to the fire. That just really helped me to work hard. And the moment you realize that you have a lot to express in your passion, and you just haven't expressed it yet, but you know you want to express it so bad because you know it affects people, that's when you really get this power to keep moving. And here I am today. I've gotten so many comments about how I've changed their life, whether it's just influenced them to buy the game I was playing or to help them through depression. I've gotten all kinds of comments like that, and it's amazing. The more you do this, the more all these things kind of compound together and your motivation gets stronger. I remember thinking, if I could grow a channel, I can do it again. And that gave me the confidence to do it all over again. I took everything I learned and I just went for it again. And I just covered games the way I wanted to do it and expressed myself the way I wanted to do it. And that just helped me so much. I just really wanted to tell this story. And I just remember saying to my dad that I'm gonna do the second channel and I'm not gonna look back. Because I knew if I started to look back, if I started to slow my momentum down, I knew it would catch up to me that I'm starting all over again. It's so fulfilling when you feel like you're improving and you're becoming a better person. It's way more fulfilling than comparing yourself to other people. I think if people kind of had that mentality when they started their streams or YouTube channels, it would help them a lot. Because I've seen a lot of people compare themselves to their friends or just random people. You gotta be careful about that. And perhaps consider who you follow yourself. If you're gonna be jealous of other people, then don't follow anyone on YouTube or streaming websites. Follow people when you feel like you're ready to do that. And it took me a while to get to the point where I felt like I was ready to do that. It was around the beginning of my second YouTube channel when I started this whole thing. I felt like I was kind of ready to start following people and be more collaborative. My first channel, I wasn't that at all. I was just a lone wolf just doing my own thing. That will work to some extent, but then I learned the process is so much more enjoyable when you're with your friends more and just other people. So my second channel, I became much more community oriented, and that's actually where I really want to keep focusing my videos on, just community oriented videos and doing stuff with my community. If I would have given up after that first channel and I didn't make a second one, I wouldn't have helped out so many people, and everyone has that potential to do that. It's not just me that will help others. I've helped people through their depression. I've helped people just enjoy themselves and have a good time. And it's crazy, if I would have just given up, I wouldn't have met so many people. I wouldn't have met some of the people that I actually met in real life. I met one guy in England. I met one guy in a whole different state than me. I made a lot of friendships. And none of that would have happened if I would have just gotten so mad that I didn't even want to do YouTube all over again. I remember specifically thinking, if I don't do YouTube, what else am I going to do? It's such a huge passion for me. And if you're so passionate about something, don't let it go. Imagine if I would have just picked up some random job and I just started doing work that I hated. And over the years, I just didn't work on my passion. I didn't grow my passion at all. I feel like that's a one-way ticket to depression. So when you have huge setbacks like I did, the answer isn't to go somewhere else. It's to figure out what else can you do with your passion. And for me, I felt like the answer was to start all over again, but use everything I learned from my first channel and express myself really well. Because every content creator, deep down, they just want to make others happy. Because their content, what they do, makes them happy. I hope you guys enjoyed the very first podcast of my channel. That's just kind of my story with how I started my channel over. I just want you guys to know you'll be amazed what you can do when you get out there and just don't give up on what you want. If you're passionate about something, don't let it go.